Alright, in this video we're going to be writing equations of lines from 2 points. So we're given 2 points, there's a line that passes through those 2 points, we're going to find out the equation of that line. The equation is going to be written in y equals mx plus b form, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Okay, so which means we just need to find out what the slope is and what the y-intercept is from these 2 points. Well, slope's the first thing we're going to do. So slope is change in y over change in x. So we start out with our ending y, which is -1, minus our beginning y, which is 0. Our change in x is ending x, which is -1, minus our beginning x, which is -2. -1 minus 0 is -1. And -1 minus -2, well, that's the same as -1 plus a +2, which is a +1. So the slope is -1 over +1, or simply -1. Next, we'll write out our equation, y equals mx plus b, and it's just a matter of filling in the blanks. M, so our slope, is a -1. I'm just going to write that as negative x, you don't have to put the 1 in there, plus b. Now we're going to fill in the blanks with one of these 2 points here. Doesn't really matter which one. I'll pick this one. So y is 0. Let's see, negative. Our x is -2 plus b. Now make sure, be careful here. If you have this, remember there's a -1 out front here. So let's see, 0 equals a -2, or -1 times -2 is a +2. Plus b, subtract 2 from both sides, we get -2 equals b. So our y-intercept is -2. The line crosses the x or y-axis, at y equals -2. We just fill out our equation, y equals -1x plus a -2, which is the same as -2. I'm going to actually leave off the -1 here. We'll just write y equals -x minus 2. All right, next up, we've got our 2 points here. First, we're going to find our slope, -y, or change in y over change in x. So we've got our ending y, which is -2, minus our beginning y, which is 4, over our ending x, which is -3, minus our beginning x, which is -4. See, -2 minus 4, it's 2 degrees below 0, drops another 4, it's -6. -3 minus a -4 is the same as -3 plus a +4, which would be a +1. And -6 divided by +1 is simply -6. We'll simplify that. Now, we'll write out our equation, y equals mx plus b. We know our m, it's -6. Y equals -6x plus b. And we're going to replace x and y with the x and y from one of these 2 points. Doesn't really matter which one. I'll pick the second one today. Replace y with -2 equals -6. Replace the x with a -3 plus b. So we have -2 equals -6 times -3 is a +18. Plus b, we're going to subtract 18 from both sides. So if it's 2 degrees below and it drops another 18, it's -20 equals b. So our y-intercept, the place where the line crosses the y-axis, is at y equals -20. Then we just write our equation, y equals m, that's our slope, x plus b, and since it's a -20, we'll write it as -20. All right. Next up, let's see, I notice this one here, they've given us the y-intercept. Because the place where the line crosses the y-axis is at the place where x is equal to 0. So we get the y-intercept as a freebie. Now I'm still going to do the work to find it, but just so you know, that's where we're headed. First, we have to find our slope. So change in y over change in x. So we have our ending y, which is 2, minus our beginning y, which is -4, over our ending x, which is -4, minus our beginning x, which is 0. 2 minus negative 4, it's the same as 2 plus positive 4, that's 6. And negative 4 minus 0 is just over negative 4. Now 6 over 4 can be reduced to 3 over 2. Divide the numerator and denominator both by 2. And this negative sign down here, I'm going to move it out front of the fraction. So we end up with negative 3 over 2. Now let's see here. Let's go ahead and write out our equation. Y equals mx plus b. Let's see, and we're going to replace our m with negative 3 over 2 x plus b. And then we're going to go ahead and, again, this is our y-intercept, negative 4, but I'm going to use this point over here just to show that we still get negative 4. So I'm going to replace the y with a 2. Here's the m. X we're going to replace with negative 4 plus b. So I have 2 equals negative 3 halves times negative 4. Let's just go over here. Remember, a negative times a negative is a positive, so this is going to end up being positive in the end. But if I have 3 over 2 times 4, 3 over 2 we can think of as 3 pieces, 1/2 each. The numerator tells us how many pieces, the denominator tells us what size they are. Well, if I have 3 of something, and I multiply it times 4, then I have 3 times 4, or 12 of something, and what was the of something? Halves, 12 halves. And 12 halves, now we can think of this as, we can also think of a fraction as numerator divided by, the bar means divided by, denominator. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. Alright. So, this is going to end up being 6. And remember, these were both negative, so our end product will be a positive. Plus b. Subtract 6 from both sides. 2 minus 6 is negative 4 equals b. So our y-intercept is negative 4. That means the line crosses the y-axis at y equals negative 4. Let's write out our equation. Y equals m. Our slope is negative 3 halves x plus b. And since it's plus a negative 4, we'll just write that as minus 4. And there's our equation. Okay, last one. Last example anyway. Again, they've given us the y-intercept. The y-intercept is going to be 3 because the y-intercept is the point where the x-coordinate in the line is 0. So it's given to us as a freebie. So change in y over change in x. So we have our ending y, which is 5, minus our beginning y, which is 3, over our ending x, which is negative 5, minus our beginning x, which is 0. 5 minus 3 is negative 2. Negative 5 minus 0 is negative 5. The two negatives are going to cancel each other out. And we're left with 2/5. So this line goes up 2, forward 5, up 2, forward 5, up 2, forward 5. Write out the equation. Y equals mx plus b. Our m is 2/5. So y equals 2/5 x plus b. Then we're going to replace the x and y with the x and y from one of these 2 points. I'm going to pick this one just to show you that we still get 3 for our y-intercept. So y is 5 equals 2/5 times negative 5 plus b. Now we have to multiply 2/5 times 5, and times negative 5, now it's a negative 5 times a positive 2/5. So in the end, our answer should be negative. But if we kind of go over here, I don't worry about the signs for a second. 2/5 times 5, and again, think about 2/5 as 2 pieces, 1/5 each. And if I have 2 of something and I multiply it times 5, well, then I have 10 of those things. 10 of what? 10/5. Now we can think of 10/5. The bar in the fraction means divided by, so this means 10 divided by 5, which is 2. So we have 5 equals, and of course, since that was a negative 5 and a positive 2/5, negative 2. Negative times positive is a negative, plus b. Now we add 2 to both sides. 5 plus 2 is 7. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Equals b. There we go. 7 is b. So the line crosses the y-axis at y equals 7. Now we just write our equation out. Y equals m, that's 2/5, x plus b, and it's a plus positive 7. And there's our y-intercept, our whole equation. Good luck with the rest of these.